Developments tonight in the ongoing fight over just who controls state policy for your kids' education.
Governor Pence is pulling the plug on a controversial agency he created. But he's also asking lawmakers to strip power from Superintendent Glenda Ritz. Let's bring in our TV6 State House reporter Katie Hines with details. Katie?
Drew and Erica, Governor Mike Pence is eliminating a state agency that's been at the center of conflict with Superintendent of Public Instruction Glenda Ritz. The governor created the Center for Education and Career Innovation last year, but the CECI and Ritz have been at odds from the get-go.
I believe the coming session of the Indiana General Assembly should be an education session.
Governor Mike Pence outlined his legislative priorities in front of a packed room at the Indiana Convention Center. Nearly the entire 30-minute speech focused on education. Pence says improving education starts with fixing what's broken.
We've all seen the headlines about the State Board of Education. We've seen the confusion, even the friction at the highest levels of state government.
Pence is signing an executive order to dissolve the Center for Education and Career Innovation. He created the agency to align the state's efforts to connect education with employment training, but it has been at the center of controversy. Superintendent of Public Instruction Glenda Ritz argues the CECI is a shadow agency working to weaken her authority. Shortly after its creation, Ritz walked out of a State Board of Education meeting when members suggested that CECI oversee the education standards process.
I just thought it was important that someone take the first step to restore trust, to restore harmony at the highest levels of education in Indiana. We've simply got to get the State Board of Education working.
The governor is also calling on the General Assembly to give the State Board of Education the power to elect its own chair. Senate Minority Leader Tim Lannon has questions about that idea.
I'm not sure exactly what that means then, where that leaves the elected superintendent in terms of the powers that she would retain and the interaction then with the board. I know the governor says he wants to eliminate politics, but we have to remember he appoints all those members to that board.
We reached out to State School Superintendent Glenda Ritz for comment today, but have not heard back. In addition to the changes, Governor Pence says he'll seek $10 million per year for the pre-K pilot. Katie Hines, RTV6.